Oklahoma City wins Game 6. The whole reliability thing. Game 6, he goes for 36. It's the fourth game of the series that he's gone for at least 30 points. He shoots 48% after shooting 40% in the first 5 games. Hits 14 out of 15 free throws. His stroke was off from the line. Mike Conley in a Game 7 on the road.
That's, Mike Conley is
mighty tough.
He is a terrific player. Because he's the only thing that can slow Oklahoma City down. Because it's like night and day when they get out in the fast break. Oklahoma City has an awful half-court offense. They get a ball to Russell or Kevin, and they have to go 1-on-5. I've always been critical. If they would ever get a low-post score, they would be scary. But to think that as great as these NBA teams are, as great as Russell is and great as Kevin is, that you can go 1-on-5 and got guys hanging all over you, you're going to be inconsistent. But if you look at all those plays that we showed, Kevin got those in the flow. But to go back to your point, Mike Conley, is there a better point guard in the NBA to controlling the tempo of the game, Kenny?
Not at this stage.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris Paul controls the tempo, but I don't think – I think Chris Paul's a better player, but I don't think he controls the tempo like Conley. No, I think he's best at that.
Even more emphasis now on those bigs of Memphis for a Game 7 if Conley's not.
Yeah, if Conley's not there, similar to what Kenny said about the Splash Brothers, these two guys are going to have a monster game to even have a chance. But I see OKC closing it out, because when you're a team and you could have did something last year and Westbrook got hurt. So, even though they're struggling in the first round of this team, I see them closing out and, going to the Western Conference Finals.
How much did that stupid headline inspire Kevin Durant?
It didn't inspire him at all. I think it probably inspired his teammates. Erne, it was such a ridiculous. You could say a guy did and I think
struggling.
I think we as players, and I got a lot of texts from my reporter friends tonight, like, don't hate on reporters, because reporters, their favorite thing is, well, we don't write the caption, which. That's fair, but that one was so ridiculous. And I think as we as players, you can say we're struggling. You can say Kevin Garnett is struggling from the field, but Mr. Unreliable, that was so over the top that it was just ridiculous. And the thing is, it ain't like those other guys are playing great. He made an adjustment in the starting lineup tonight. Give Scott Brooks some credit.
Ron Butler in there for the Cephalosha.
Give him some credit. We've had a bunch of coaches, Mark Jackson, Coach Vogel made some changes tonight. McHale made some changes. Because, we got to arguing that other night about Roy Hibbert. I think you can't worry about guys' feelings at this stage. You're trying to win. It's win or go home.
Yeah, and you talk about unreliability, and Hal gave me the stat earlier tonight. In the 4 overtimes, Kevin Durant is shooting 50%.
Yeah.
He's shooting 7 for 14 in the overtimes, 7 for 9 from the free throw line. The reliability comes when the game's on the line in the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game. So in the overtimes, he's shooting 50%. And at that point, Russell Westbrook was 0 for 14 in overtimes. 0 for 4. He had made a shot in 4 overtimes. And they have a headline that says Mr. Unreliability for Kevin Durant. Just made no sense whatsoever. And you couldn't even put that Mr. Unreliability on Russell Westbrook. You could have said, Mr. Shoot too much, Mr. Need to give the ball up, Mr. Help your teammates. But you could have never said he's unreliable. So to get to this point, it was just so outlandish. It just made no sense.
That is amazing stat. Hal brought that down and said Durant 7 for 14 in the 4 overtimes.
That's 50%. That's shooting.
But the thing is, Russell Westbrook is 0 for 14.
With 1 point.
Come on, man.
That
wasn't fair.
It's out of control, man.
It's fair to criticize players, Erne. We're not sensitive.